Hi. So I know it's been a while since we filmed. We just have a lot going on. But today is Wednesday and there's skills. Sophia is actually asleep right now. I don't know if it's allergies or I don't know how she would have gotten anything because we don't ever leave, but she has a stuffy nose and she has a fever, so I've just been watching her. Her sats are still okay. We actually got a new pulse ox, which I think I'll show because it's really cool. But I was thinking about like kind of showing how we handle colds or like small illnesses. I thought that might be helpful to, you know, special needs families and stuff. But so we've canceled like all of her therapies this week. I don't think her PT actually is in this week, but yeah, her nose is really stuffy, and yesterday she was when she's like sick, she acts kind of loopy and like is trying to like laugh the whole day, but she's like really tired and like cry laughing. It's cute, but it's sad. Anyway, so I'm gonna be doing her feed, and then we have all of her Denver appointment, well, not all of her Denver appointments. It's been difficult because their schedules are even further pushed out and like off on weird schedules. Usually their appointments or their schedules open at different times. You have to schedule like months in advance, and now it's like her neurologist's schedule or they're not opening up until like the end of March, and we're going up in May, and she fills up really fast. But we're doing like a virtual appointment for one of them, and it's a whole thing. But so let me show like some of the stuff I do. So I haven't given her any Tylenol this morning. I try not to give too much just because it's hard on your liver, but Sophia can't have ibuprofen because of her heart condition, so she can only have Tylenol. So last night I gave her Tylenol at 10 p.m. and she did okay through the night, so I haven't given her any more. And they don't want her to have like fever reducers unless she's at like 101 or above. So she was at 101 with her night meds, so I gave it to her then, and we haven't given her any this morning. So but I just keep it listed, like the times that I give it to her, just because like I can usually remember, but it's easier to just have it listed, and like nurses and stuff do that too. So Sophia's still asleep, but I usually take her temperature when she's awake. Sometimes I'll do it while she's asleep, and I'll also listen to her lungs while she's asleep because she's usually trying to be talkative or move around and be a pain when she's asleep, or when she's awake, when I'm trying to listen to her lungs. And so these are the things that I have. So this is the new pulse ox that we got. It's a little, what is it called? It's a WellU wearable one. It's like a ring, and it's for kids, and it's a digital one, and she can just wear it on her finger. And there's actually an app that you can download onto your phone. And I mean, I've worn it on my finger too, but I have like, it doesn't look like it on the camera, I guess, but I have skinnier fingers, so I can use it too. But I usually put it on her middle finger because I don't know if you've noticed her middle fingers are a little bit bigger than the rest of her fingers. So it's been working pretty well. And then it turns off, but if you tap like that big star right there, it'll turn on. But we also have a medical grade one. It has tape on it and like tape residue. We've had this forever. We've had this since she was like a couple months old. We bought it ourselves because we had one rented from her oxygen company, but it was not working at all. Anytime she moved, it would go off and it was useless. And then this is the thermometer we have. We have her with her own, oh, okay. Well. ear thing. And then we also take Eric's temperature when he comes home from work just because of, you know, COVID. And then this is the stethoscope I have for Sophia. It has two sides for adults and then for pediatric. I had a NICU, a NICU cardiac stethoscope that it worked really well for a while, but it became too small for her, and it was just for kids with cardiac defects that one of her doctors actually gave me. I don't know if she was supposed to, but it was becoming where I couldn't really hear her lungs anymore in it, so we got a new stethoscope just to be able to hear her properly. And anybody that ever sees Sophia, any doctor or nurse, anything, we constantly like have students come in and listen to her heart, because she has a huge heart murmur. Like, it is really loud. It's the first thing you hear when you even put a stethoscope to her chest. So I keep getting like spam calls. But so you have to, with Sophia, you have to be used to listening to either kids with heart defects or her. So yeah, these are like the things that we have. I mean, Sophia, we got this so we could, she likes to move around and she sleeps on her belly a lot. So we got this so it would be easier for her to wear this like all night long, because she was moving around and like hitting herself in the head with this one at night, and she was not tolerating that one anymore. And then when she starts to actually transition to her own room, having an app would be easier. And so I was looking for one that maybe would be able to attach to my phone, because we have her monitor that has an app on my phone that I can watch her with, but I want to be able to know like if her stats drop. So having like, you know, we have like a ton of technology, I guess, now, but having an app where I can watch her, and then an app where it'll alert me if her stats drop. I mean, it's probably not as accurate as the hospital grade one, but it'll show if she starts dropping, and that's what matters. But so yeah, I'm gonna start getting her feed ready for her noon feed. I've been having issues with her bags lately, but her feeding bags have been like beeping in the middle of her, well, not even the middle, like the beginning of her feed. So hopefully it won't do that today, so it won't wake her up, because you could hear her nose. I've been like suctioning her, and we get boogie mist to spray in her nose when she's having, well, we usually do it every day because I have her wearing oxygen at night, but we do a lot more when she's sick. And then we should probably get some Pedialyte too, just to add into her feeds for extra hydration and stuff. But yeah, and she usually ends up like gagging, and because she gets like extra secretions and stuff. So it's hard with feeds sometimes, because she'll end up throwing up, which has been an issue anyway lately, if you have been watching. So having her be asleep for a feed might be good, so she's not throwing up. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and hopefully eat something, and hopefully she'll start to feel better today, because and Eric and I are actually hopefully going to be able to get our vaccines tomorrow. Since Sophia is medically fragile, we qualify to get our vaccines. So we both have appointments tomorrow to get our first dose. So, hey. Hello. So what I just showed was the pulse ox on Sophia's finger. I'm not really big on filming Sophia when she's sick, so you probably heard her a little bit in the background, and she's pretty talkative when she's sick, which is one of the only good things about her being sick. She's like really big on answering back and talking away, so you get to have good conversations with her when she's sick, but I don't really like doing that when she's sick. But her sats sit lower than other people, so she was at 81% oxygen saturation, which is fine for her. She's supposed to be 75 and up. It's maybe slightly lower than she normally is when she's well, but her nose is really plugged. I just listened to her lungs. They sound clear. It did go up to 85, which is around her normal when she's not sick, after I stopped filming. So, but I just put her oxygen back on her, so when she falls back asleep, it's another safeguard. So yeah, I thought I'd show like that pulse ox in case like anybody was looking for like a digital one. But yeah, Sophia is trying to rest now. She said that she thinks she needs to rest. So